Yaama Yaama, hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rather Be Crazy Than Dumb with the one and only Rani motherfucking Green. Yes, bitches. In case you can't tell, I'm in a good mood today. I have missed doing podcasts so much. I've been on this just huge big adventure, this gypsy life, the rebirth, still lots of deaths and rebirths even in this rebirth process, but there's been a lot going on, so it's been really hard to sit down and actually record something because I'm here, there, everywhere, full gypsy life. I don't have a home right now, so it is a little bit hard to sit down and actually record. But let me tell you, there has been so many realizations, so many lessons, so many teachings, so much. Holy shit, I can't explain to you guys how much has happened, how much I have to share with you, how many beautiful, wonderful, wild, weird, wacky things have happened and gone on in my world and in my internal and external world that I just want to share with you guys. So I'm going to start it off with this podcast. I'm going to probably just do a quick one because I just miss talking to you guys. I miss putting content out there. So I just felt really called to just share the most recent sort of thing that I've gone through. Oh God, there's just so much. But I really wanted to share with you guys how the past week and a half has been for me and the lessons that I've learned, because it's been a really interesting and beautiful and yucky situation. And I know that there's a lot of lessons that not only I can learn in it and have learned, but you guys can learn in it too. Because I feel like I'm a voice for a lot of people, I feel like I go through a lot of things really intense and I figure out what's actually going on and I share that, and people are like, holy shit, that makes sense with some area of my life, or, you guys can resonate. So what is coming up for me the past week and a half, and there is a lot happening astrologically. And it's really shining the light on our shadows. Oof, the shadows, the part of ourselves that we don't really see that often. The parts that, think of the dark side of the moon, the mysterious side that we don't really see, that doesn't get the light. It exists. It's not necessarily bad, but we just don't really see it that often, right? It's that side of us that we don't really see, or we sort of hide. And for a lot of us, and this is recorded on June 17th, 2023. So if you're listening to this in the future, take a look back at your calendar, your photos, and have a look at what was going on in your life then. Because I can almost guarantee that there was some sort of thing happening that you were there was some shit going down, and you're like, holy shit, I need to get my shit together. Or you've hurt yourself and you've had to stop and reflect on things, or you've seen parts of yourself and sides of yourself that you were like, whoa, who is this person? Or you've regressed in some sort of way, some sort of self-sabotaging behavior. So reflect back to June 17th. I'm on the end of it now. So the past week and a half, pretty much. So if you know me, you know that I hate. I'm not even going to be hate's a strong word. I'm going to say dislike. No, I fucking hate the victim mentality. Disgusting, revolting. I have ended pretty much every friendship I've ever ended with best friends that I've been absolutely just in love with, just loved them. And so many relationships, so many things with family. I am repulsed by the victim mentality. Yuck. Disgusting. So last week, I believe it was last week. I don't even know what day it is. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I believe it was sometime last week. Probably was a week ago now. I was just starting to get really unwell. I was going through an extreme high, the most highest high I've ever gone through post fast. I was fucking bring me back down to earth. I want to feel the depths of hell. I want to go back into the fast because I was just too high up, and I thought that eating food would ground me, but I felt higher than I did on the fast. I was barely sleeping. I was just so much beautiful stuff happening. I felt so happy and so at peace and so high, and I felt like just not even in this dimension, not even in the 5D, not even like, I felt like I was completely in a different reality. And I was like, I just want to go back down to the depths of hell, because I love I'm a sicko. I love the chaos. I love the discomfort. I love the pain. And I know that's like quite a masculine trait, but you know what? That's just how I am. So I wanted to go back down to hell. And I was on this really big high, and I was not following the post-fast protocol properly. So my body was like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I could feel that I was getting very burnt out, and I needed a break. I needed to rest, and I needed to stop eating. So when I got up to the farm, just to paint the picture for you guys, I was in Wollongong at the cabin, finally finished the fast. A week later, I left, went to Newcastle, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunny Coast, and was making my way up to my final destination, Agnes, which that's a whole nother story. But I made it up to Agnes and was going to live in my swag. And I was like, all right, finally, it's time to do a fast. I'm living fucking ages away from everything. And I felt myself coming down. And I was like, oh God, like, I feel like I'm getting sick, but germ theory is fucking bullshit. And, you know, anyway, long story short, I ended up really sick. And that's my karma for being manic as fuck and not following the post-fast protocol and, like, giving too much energy and not having enough rest. But I was just so excited to see everyone and do everything and eat and all of that fun, amazing stuff. So it was getting my karma. But I woke up really unwell after a couple of days in the swag. And I had a lot of weird energy coming in that day from social media, which, look, I post a lot of controversial stuff, and stuff that I'm like, oh, is it going to get me, like, hate? Is it going to get me cancelled? Is it going to get me love? Like, it's such a roll of the dice, and I'm so fucking here for it. But I was feeling unwell. I was feeling tired. I was feeling a little bit emotional. I was feeling very ungrounded. And I was getting a little bit of, like, not hate, just weird energy from a couple of people on social media that morning that I woke up. And I was like, oh, what is it? Fucking I hate Rani day? Like, I literally was like feeling sorry for myself. And I started slipping into this revolting victim mentality and feeling like really in the problem state. And this is something I talk about a fair bit on social media and with my clients. And, like, you know, business, do not come to me. Well, it's different with clients, you know, but I'm like, fuck the problem off. What's the solution? Like, don't come to me and whinge about your fucking problems. Come to me and tell me what the problem is and how we're going to fix it, or, you know, what you like. Do you know what I mean? I'm solution based. And that's why I've moved away from so many people in the conscious community, because everyone wants to fucking sit in the problem. And I'm like, no. What's the solution here? And that's why I really am so passionate about leading by example, because what's the solution? Do the solution. You want other people to do the solution? You have to start with yourself. You have to do the solution. So I'm like so strict about that. Like, these are things I feel really strongly about and really dislike. And, you know, so yeah, I started slipping into this victim mindset, into this problem state, and it just spiraled. It spiraled from there. And I just wanted some love, but I wasn't loving myself enough, and I wasn't getting love from other people. Like, even I said to my mum, like, give me some love, and, like, she gave me some love, but I was like, but that's not enough love. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like all my friends were, like, busy that day, and, like, but every other day they were, like, super available and loved me. Like, it's just so crazy, the law of attraction, and, like, really how you feel about yourself is, like, sort of what you what you give is what you get back, right? And I wasn't loving myself, so no one else was loving me. I was sort of hating on myself, so everyone else was hating on me, even though my fucking content was really quality stuff and, like, went viral. But it was people hating on me that actually knew me. So I was like, oh, this isn't nice. But they weren't hating on me. They just weren't loving it. They just were, I don't know. You know what it's like when you're sick and you're sensitive. So, I was unwell. I was tired. I was, feeling like I was dying. I was fasting. I've just gone from a year away from everyone to then like 2 weeks of just so much love to then be isolated up on the farm. And I'm the only female there. So, I was feeling really ungrounded. I'm feeling like I don't have a home. I haven't worked for a couple of months, and my finances aren't like exactly where I want them to be. And I've been traveling a lot. I have all these opportunities with business and like career stuff, and I'm like not where I need to be able to do this. What's going on with this guy that I'm sort of talking to, I really understand. But it was like, it was very, very early on, because I'm really strict with these things. I'm like, if I don't know what's going on, then it's a no. I'll just cut it, because I'm like, women don't like that. By the way, men, if you're listening, like, women want to know where they fucking stand. We don't want to go with the flow sort of dude. But you can just tell when there's like sort of an energy shift, whether that's because of you or not because of you. But I was just like feeling very like, what is going on in every area of my life? With love, with home, with finances, with career, with my community. Because like I want, like, community is number one. Like, serving you guys is number one. Leading by example is number one. Like, everything I do is for the fucking people. And I felt like I was separated from my people once again, even though I'm still online. But I want to be where my people are in Southeast Queensland. So I felt super ungrounded and really sorry for myself, and like I needed love, and I just turned into this big emotional fucking mess. And I'm like living my best life. People are like, oh my God, you have the best life. I wish I was doing what you're doing. And I'm like, I know, I'm so lucky, and like I love this, but like I just feel so shit because I feel so confused. Like, as a woman, we need that like stability, and I just felt like I was slipping behind on everything. So, sort of like, long story short, I really, for like almost a week, saw this really, I don't even want to say ugly, guys, because it's not an ugly side of me, but it was a side of me that I had rejected, that I had like sort of shoned, if that's the word. Like, it was a part of me that I really like rejected and didn't even let myself go near. Like that, like, sort of like feeling sorry for myself, or like feeling wounded, or feeling whatever, I didn't. And that was the part that came out of me that was like, you need to pay this attention. Like, you need to look at this. And like, it's not like I hate that side of me. I just don't ever really see it. But it came to light to show me things, to teach me lessons. And I felt like I lost all my power in that moment. And power is one of my really, really, really high values. Like, if I don't, because power in like my community, like being able to fucking create good change, like power, like people listening to me, power, walking into a room and being able to just like completely change the energy, or like do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, power is really important for me. And I felt in that victim-y mindset in that week that I just had lost my power. I felt trapped. I didn't feel free, and freedom is my number one value, So I felt really out of alignment with my values, and I felt really out of alignment with my purpose. And leading up to moving like off grid to the swag, I just felt so in my power, so in my values, like felt so free, so powerful, so many new experiences and adventures. And I felt like the thing that I fucking came here to earth to do, like I'm doing that. I felt like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I can feel it. I can feel it. That is the number one most important thing for me, is like ticking the thing off that I came here to do. And I know that has a lot to do with community and leading by example and inspiring other people. And I felt really like fired up. So then when I'd gone to the farm and I was off grid, away from everyone, sick, fasting, isolated, wounded, like feeling sorry for myself, like a bit of weird energy. Like it was just, you know what I mean? It was a total flip. And I did say to the universe, and be very careful what you wish for. Be very careful what you say and what you wish for. Because I said I wanted to go back in the depths of hell. I wanted to feel like I was dying again on this fast. But it was so fucked, because when I was doing the master fast system, it was nowhere near as harsh as the 4-day water fast that I did. Like the water fast fucked me up. Like because sickness, like when you're sick and when you're detoxing and when you're fasting, that's all the same shit. Like your sickness is, when someone gets sick, it's just their symptoms, like it's everything just coming to the surface so that you can detox it and work through it and be a healthier version of yourself. Like your body is always working for you guys. So that's why I was sick and I was like, well, I'm fasting, I'm just going to keep fasting because I just need to get this thing out. But then I ended up having broth later that night because I was like, whoa, these detox symptoms are so hectic. I actually need to slow them down, because I literally felt like I was fucking dying. Not like when I did a dry fast. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos on the master fast, like not when I was doing that dry fast and I was literally fading back into source. I just felt like, oh my God, I couldn't even get up. And I couldn't, like my head was spinning. My head was so heavy. I felt terrible. So yeah, it was pretty hectic. I can't even remember where I was going with this, but yeah, I felt really terrible. So be very, very, very careful what you wish for. I really went into the depths of hell, and the funny thing is that I had some stuff happen with men, not the guy that I was sort of like talking to, but I had some stuff happen with men, and I felt it made me really emotional, because I feel like I don't really post a lot of provocative stuff online. I don't like people to see me as an object. Like, I don't like men to sexualize me. I feel like I'm one of the most beautiful, most interesting, intricate, multifaceted, multidimensional human beings on this fucking earth, and I have so much to offer. I have so much love to give, so much guidance, so much teaching. I have so much to give. So when men just see me for my external, it really offends me, because I'm like, wow, I have so fucking much to give, but yet this is what you see. And it's definitely a trigger for me. So something sort of set me off a couple of days after I was like that really sick day. And it wasn't even anything big, but it just made me feel like, fuck, I just want to have a husband. I want to have a big ring on my finger. I don't want men to, not that men respect like women that are married, or, you know, like the respect, the whole thing, but like, it's like, I just want men to stop sexualizing me. I just don't want men to ever look at me that way again. I don't want it. Like, do I have to start wearing a bra? Do I have to start wearing undies? Do I have to start covering up more? Like, do I have to wear a fucking burqa? Like, what do I have to do for men to stop fucking looking at me and sexualizing me? Like, I felt really sorry for myself, like as a woman, as in the feminine, like I was a victim of the men. And I just, like, it just threw me off. And then I just, like, had a fucking spaz on the phone to my friend, and, like, was just, like, had a mental breakdown. It was really quite interesting, like, looking at it back, like, watching it back in my head of, like, how berserk I was going and how out of, like, control my emotions were, because I'm someone who can control their emotions very well. I'm a strategic motherfucker, let me tell you this. I do not act on emotions. I think like a queen. I watch, I observe, I listen, I contemplate, I think of the most strategic way to get what I want out of a situation, and then I go for it. I don't come in hot and fucking heavy and angry, because I know that's not going to get me anywhere. And if I'm a queen, and a queen looks after her people, she uses strategy. And she's loving, and she's kind, and she's generous, and she's giving. But if you fuck with her, the queen will cut your head off, right? She will not hesitate to absolutely fuck you up. So that's sort of like the energy that I always think. But that queen and that power went out the fucking window. I was like, yeah, like I said, crying like 5 times a day. I was like, my emotions were just all over the place. I was like losing it over tiny little things that I'd usually not get triggered over. It was like everything just came to the surface for me to see, and for me to move through, and me to work through, and for me to love, not hate. It's not about hating a part of yourself. It's about loving it and being like, thank you for showing me this side. Holy fuck, I didn't even know you were in there. Whoa, I need to like look into this more. I need to clear this, you know? So it's just crazy how much my emotions were just like, blah. They were just all over the place. And so it actually took one of my best friends to pull me out of this sort of spiral that I was in. But I actually met this really beautiful woman while I was up in Agnes at the farm. And she goes, oh, I, like the only sort of like woman I really connected with up there or really spent much time with, and that was probably like an hour. And she said, oh, I've got a sty happening in my eye. And I said, who are you angry at? And she was like, oh. Next day, guess who wakes up with a sore eye? This bitch. Long story short, everything has an energy. Everything has an energetic meaning behind it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's in my left side, which is my feminine. Oh, why am I wounded on my feminine side? Like, I'm pissed off at men. Couldn't quite make sense of it. Fast forward a couple of days, I fully understand the meaning of it now and what happened, and it actually started healing the second that I realized this. I was looking at the world through a wounded, sore, blurred lens. You feel me? I was looking at like men and like my femininity, if that's even a word. Like I was like looking at myself like I'm a poor victim woman. Men sexualize me. Everyone's picking on Rani today. Like I'm in this situation. I don't have a home or this or that. And it's like, yeah, bitch, you fucking are 100. You're responsible for 100% of the decisions that you make. But it's like the lens, like the scope that I was looking at the world through was, yeah, wounded, sore, victimy, blurred, painful. And that is exactly how my eye reacted. Do you get it? So once I fully understood that, I knew there was some sort of reason behind it, and I was sort of dabbling around. I was like, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. That makes a little bit of sense. But when I fully realized that, like, it was my vision, how I was seeing the world, my world, it cleared like almost fucking instantly. It was crazy. But yeah, it was really sore for a couple of days, and then it got a lot worse yesterday, and that's when I realized. And then it just like, I had a hot shower like an hour later, and it just like sort of popped itself. It didn't like pop, but it just sort of like the stuff came out, and it just went down a lot. But yeah, when I was really in that victim-y mindset, and I was like in 1770 at the beach crying, once again, I have a really weird habit of fucking crying in really, really beautiful places. And, I was like, why am I crying on another beautiful beach in Queensland? Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I was on the phone to my best friend, my number one bestie. And if you know me, you know I will tell you how it fucking is. Especially if you are one of, like, I would tell everybody how it is. But if you are one of my friends, I'm not here to people please. If I'm friends with you, it's because I actually genuinely fucking love you and I want you to succeed, and I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to comfort you. I'm not friends with people pleasers. I've got enough people on social media blowing fucking smoke up my ass. The people that I spend the most amount of time with, that I really let into my vortex, I keep it real with, because I expect them to do the exact same thing for me. Even though I'm very aware of my shadows and no one's ever had to really call me out on my shit. But my bestie that day was like, fully pulled me up and was like, nope, we're not fucking doing this. And it hurt my ego. I was like, oh, that felt good. When you're really strong and, you know, when you're a strong person and you are very outspoken, people do have a tough time, like, sort of being like, no, and putting you in your place. So it was good to be put in my place. It felt really good, and I needed someone to say that to me, because I couldn't pull myself out, which is weird because I always pull myself out. And I was like, yeah, she just fully was like, fucking no, like, stop this. And I was like, oh, I think I just need to cry, just one more time, or like, I just need to have today to cry it out. I've got some more crying to do. And she had to jump off the phone, and I was sending this voice message to my other really close friend, and I was like telling her, like, yeah, I'm gonna pull myself out. And I was like, I just need to have one more cry. And I was like, no. Like, my whole energy changed, my whole demeanor changed. It's like, no. I'm in a solution state now. I'm getting my fucking shit together. I'm going to mind map. I know exactly what I need to do, exactly how I need to do it, who I need to contact. It's fucking happening right now. I'm not playing victim to the choices that I fucking made in my life, and my life is beautiful, and my life is fucking amazing. And I have so much power and so much passion, and I have so much value, and I'm like the most aligned motherfucker that you will ever meet. No one is getting in my way. Not even me. I'm not playing victim. I'm not playing feeling sorry for myself. That is not the fucking case. I'm taking my power back right now. And let me tell you, when you turn your pain into power, that is when the fucking magic happens. When you turn your anger into passion, that is when the fucking magic happens. When you turn your loneliness and your disconnect and your sadness into infinite love. That is where it's at. Alchemy. Alchemy. Flipping it from the problem to the solution, from the victim to the person with all of the power. Do you get it? And when I flip that switch, I don't know about you guys, but when I flip that fucking switch and I decide I'm not playing victim to this anymore, I'm not playing victim to my own goddamn bloody life choices, that it just shit gets real. I am a unstoppable force. I am fucking unstoppable. And I did what I needed to do in that moment, and I made some calls, and I planned out some things, and I mind mapped, and then I went down and I wrote it all down, and I was like, no. My whole everything just changed. And I was like, I see where I'm out of alignment with my values. I'm not really living absolutely true to my purpose because I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm wanting to stay here. And like, I just could see totally where I was out of alignment with everything and what I needed to do to get it back on track. And that is just so powerful. It is so fucking powerful. And, wow, it was just, wow, I just feel so lit up. I feel so good. And I had a friend that was sort of like fucking with me a little bit with some things that like overpromised and underdelivered. And I'm like, hey, I never asked for any of this shit. I love you. You have a good heart. But what the fuck is going on? Because I'm a woman on a motherfucking mission. And you're starting to make me sort of question like what way I'm going to get to this thing that I'm doing. And no one is going to rattle me off my fucking path. So you tell me what the fuck is going on, or you get the fuck out of my life. It's as simple as that. Because no motherfucker is going to take me off that path. I'm here to do something big. I'm going to leave a legacy. Something bigger. It's not about me. It's more than me. It's about everyone. It's about one. It's about this whole collective. And as long as I am literally in my heart space, and I hope you can feel the passion because I'm like clenching my whole body in this fucking microphone and like talking with my hands because I have so much passion in me. I'm so dedicated to this path and nothing is going to fucking throw me off track. Not a boy or a man, not, a friend, not myself, not because I don't have a home or like stability or whatever. As long as I'm in my alignment, as long as I'm in alignment with my values, as long as I'm in alignment with my purpose, as long as I'm coming from a place of having a pure heart and a good soul, that is all that fucking matters. Anything else is a bonus. I don't care about it. Everything else is second. But doing the thing that I came here to do is number one. And that is what I'm so on track for, guys. And I could, there's so many other things that I could say to you guys, like things that are happening in my life or like certain like circumstances. And it's like, sort of a bit shitty, but I'm just like, I just think it's funny. I'm like, I don't even fucking care. I don't even care about any of that shit. I don't even fucking care, because I'm not going to get caught up in the Matrix bullshit. I'm doing the thing that I fucking came here to do. And that's the thing, guys. Like, not everyone has to be as extreme as me. Not everybody needs to fucking like completely be as disciplined and as crazy and as outspoken and as loud and as like passionate and fiery and all that sort of stuff. No, but I'm on that end of the spectrum because I need to ignite that thing in people, whatever that thing is. So I urge you, like, where are you out of alignment with? What are you out of alignment with in your life? Your values or your purpose? Like, are you living in your life's fucking purpose? Because that is the only thing that matters. Doesn't matter about your relationship. Doesn't matter about your job. Doesn't matter about your mortgage. Doesn't matter about your fucking whatever. It does not fucking matter. And I've spoken about this in other podcasts and all the time. It doesn't matter. As long as you're in alignment with your purpose and your values, that is all that fucking matters. And where can you alchemize something in your life? Where can you flip it? Where are you being the victim? Where you can actually take back your power and create, because you create your reality and you've created everything that's ever happened in your life, whether that's from the law of attraction or this is what you fucking signed up for. And I know people go, oh, but what about this and what about that and what about this? And, you know, no, guys. Sorry, but we chose this. We chose this. Everything. We chose it. We knew what we were getting ourselves in for. So, yes, it's easy to be the victim and be like, poor me, it happened to me. Did it happen to you or did it happen for you? If something happened in this life, how do you know that you didn't do that to somebody in your past life? Or how do you know you didn't ask them to do that in this life so that you could learn all these valuable lessons here at Earth School? Do you pick up what I'm putting down? Fuck, I'm just like, there's so much fire in me right now. I'm just like, you should just see my hands and my movements. But like, that's the thing, guys. Like, take back your fucking power. Have you forgotten who the fuck you are? Have you forgotten who the fuck you are? Take back your power. Go from the problem state to the solution state. Go from being a victim to being the one with all of the fucking power. Turn your anger into passion. Turn your pain into power. Turn your loneliness, your disconnect, your sadness into infinite fucking love that is connected to source, that flows through you. Alchemize. Alchemize. Because the choice is yours. Do you take the red pill or do you take the blue pill? What do you want? How do you want to perceive this? How do you want to be in this game? The choice is fucking yours. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I fucking love you guys. I hope this triggered something in you. I hope this ignited some sort of fire, some sort of passion. I even sort of hope for some of you that it like pissed you off. And you're like, fuck Rani. Good. I hope that you feel something listening to this, that it has ignited something in you in one area of your life. That's what I want. That's what I want to do, guys. That's all that matters. So remember, I fucking love you guys. Thank you for listening. Give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe, send me a message, talk to me, give me some love, or not. I got enough love for me. But stay weird, stay wild, stay wacky, just be you, and remember you are not alone ever. And I love you. You're just a reflection of me. I'm just a reflection of you. We are just God, universe, source, creator, split into infinite pieces, expressing and experiencing itself in every way possible. The positive, the negative, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the black, the white, the dark, the light, the polarities, the duality. Okay? I love you.